Welcome to the World Tapping Circle. I'm your host, Sophia. I'm delighted to be here with you. Thank you for tuning in so that you can drop into yourself, process what you need to be processed, and show up more fully for yourself and this big adventure we call life. I'm reminding you that every minute you spend processing your own stuff means you have more room for you inside you, which means that you can be more spacious and gracious with everyone else because there's then room for friends and family and adventures instead of piles of old debris and baggage. So good job you choosing to make this a priority. Today's session is called Worried About Waiting. So if there's something you're waiting for, whether it be the second coming, whether it be the aliens, whether it be a check, whether it be a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a baby, a promotion, weight loss, more money, the beaming us into the fifth dimension, whatever it is that you're worried about waiting on, this is a tap to help you process that perseverance and that deep wisdom of biding your time, holding instead of folding, okay? So I'm going to say hi to the people who are live here in the chat, and this is going to give you an opportunity to tune in and be like, what is it that would benefit me the most right now if I were to process all the waiting and the worry and the stress and the fear and the anxiety about waiting for something that needs to happen or that I want to happen. Okay? Hey, Ivy and Mark in Boston. Glad to see you here. Luna in Florida. Welcome. Hey, Jessica. Glad to see you here. And your girlfriend, Steph. Awesome. Glad to see you here. Hey, Choki. I was thinking about you today. You're in Florida. Who else? Say hi. Hey, Eric, I see you here. Welcome. Julie Scher in Charlotte says, hey, Team Love. And I just want to give a shout out to Team Love for holding down the circle. There are some days when situations beyond my control make it impossible for me to have the either emotional bandwidth or time or energy or actual physical ability to broadcast circles. So sometimes we have to put it on replay. And when that happens, the tap is just as good as the day that it came out. The work is the same. But Team Love is manning the chat and helping people process. And what happens for me at the end of that day is that I get to read all those comments and I get to see that even though I was tied up for some reason, that the circle went on. So huge shout out to Magnus, who's the tech and the heart behind Team Love at this moment. And I just want to say thank you, Magnus, for holding the circle down for a good strong 10 years. He says, it's an honor. Aww. We were talking today on our tech call before this about how this is kind of like a digital sweat lodge. So take that as you will. I'm going to say hey to Kimberly also. Oh, thank you for all you do for us, she says, and the broader collective. Yeah, it is an honor. And, it's just a little way to try to make this world a little bit better. So you are an important part of our mission. So thank you for showing up for you because it impacts us in a positive way for you to sob it out and tap it through and power up. So good job. All right. Worried about waiting is our theme. It seems like we're always waiting for something, right? And that can feel stressful. It can create anxiety. It can lead to all kinds of mental activity, often not useful, often processing, what could happen, what if, which can leave us depleted and defeated because we're emotionally and biologically living as if that were happening to us. So when you worry about all kinds of different scenarios, your body has the experience of going through a version of all those experiences energetically and emotionally and chemically. So it can really create a lot of wear and tear on the body. And so what we want to do is get ourselves to drop into real time, be where our bodies are, hold the possibility for something stable and beautiful and creative and smart and loving and wise to happen in our future, and then relax and let us respond as things unfold rather than pre-processing 70 different worst case scenarios, right? I know, it's a skill. So, thinking about where you would like to aim this session, keeping in mind all of these sessions are recorded and uploaded into the members area of our video library, which you can use like a tarot deck. You can just oracle it up, just scroll, boom, start, play. You'll be surprised at how intuitive you are at selecting the tap that you need. So please remember that you can always use as many of these taps per week as you want. And my experience with people is that the more tapping time you put in, the faster your transformation is, and the more you can mitigate suffering and obstacles. And that should be because you're paying attention and you're doing the work and you're releasing the friction in the field from all of the stress and the fear and the anxiety and the waiting. Okay, you are in charge of your life. Your soul is moving you forward, given an opportunity. And today we're going to give that soul an opportunity to bring you back into a state of grace and peace. So, let's jump in to the core causes questions. 5 minutes for you to get real with yourself, name your issue, focus your attention so that we can really get off on the right foot and tap from the deepest level possible. So that the more often we do that, the less of that subterranean stuff we have, because we keep going down and pulling stuff out and processing it. Pretty soon it gets pretty spacious down there in your subconscious. And that, my friend, is inner peace. All right, 5 minutes into the core causes questions we go. See you on the other side. Okay, beautiful beings, you ready to jump into a tap? Let's move through the portal. Finding your collarbones, dropping down to the front of your chest. Finding those tender spots in the front of the chest, giving them a light massage and breathing. So tuning in to what it is that you are waiting for that has you stressed or anxious or worried. Big deep breath. Let's name that situation. Waiting for what? Repeating after me, remembering that you can change these words to more perfectly fit your own situation. Even though there's a part of me that's waiting for, big deep breath, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the eyebrows, big deep breath again. And tapping the temples, this part of me that is waiting for, and then say what it is you're waiting for. Tapping the front of the cheeks. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping under the nose, even though there's a part of me that's waiting. Big, deep, noisy breath. And tapping down to your chin. How do you feel about waiting for this? Tap the chest. Maybe you feel exhausted. Maybe you feel anxious. Maybe you feel stressed. Maybe you feel angry. Maybe you feel sad that you have to wait. Tap the front of the ribs. This part of me that's been waiting for, and then say again what it is you're waiting for. And breathe. Tap the side of the ribs. And I feel, and then say how you feel about it. And breathe. Tapping the top of the head. Tuning into those feelings around waiting. Tapping the sides of the head. And the back of the head. I feel so, and then just blurt it out. I feel so what? Tired, frustrated. Tapping the eyebrows. This part of me. Tapping the temples. That feels so, and then say it again. Tapping the cheeks. Because, and then explain your situation. Because I've been asking and asking, or because this is a recurring issue. Tapping under the nose. Keep talking. Why are you feeling this way? Tapping under the lips. Big deep breath. Big sigh, tapping the chest. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, tapping the front of the ribs, even if there's a part of me that's so sick of this. Tap the side of the ribs. I am so tired of waiting for, and then say what it is you're waiting for. I'm tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the side of the thumb. And I give myself permission, tapping the index finger, to acknowledge, and then just say what you to acknowledge. That I'm freaking tired of this, that I feel angry, that I feel overwhelmed, or that I'm checked out because this has been going on for so long. I feel numb. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. I am waiting for, and then say again what it is and how you feel about it. Say it again out loud. How do you feel about this situation? Tapping the side of the hand. It's completely understandable why I feel this way. Tapping the top of the head, the sides of the head, the back of the head, and breathe. Tapping the eyebrows. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the temples. Even though I continue, tap the cheeks to feel stressed, anxious. Tapping under the nose, fearful. Tapping under the lips, afraid of what? What is the big concern here? I'm afraid that it's never going to happen. Tap the chest. I'm afraid I'm going to be strung along, hoping and waiting, and it will never pan out. Big deep breath. Tapping the front of the ribs. This part of me that's so tired of waiting. Tap the side of the ribs. Just tune into that part of you. How tired are you of this situation? From 1 to 10. I think I just heard someone say 1,000,000. Tap the inside of the wrist and breathe. Big deep breath. Tapping the side of the thumb. And where do you feel all of this waiting, this energy of waiting in your body? Do you feel a tension in your stomach, a clenching in your jaw, a pressure in your head? Tap the index finger, this waiting energy trapped in my, and then say where you feel it, like trapezius, neck, shoulders, hips. And breathe. Tapping the middle finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. Even though there's this trapped energy in my, and then say again where you feel it in your body. And just breathe and focus on that part of your body. Just bringing your loving attention to that part of your body. Tapping your little finger and breathing. Tapping the side of your hand. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the top of the head, even if. Tapping the sides of the head, there's a part of me. Tap the eyebrow that feels how? How do you feel about all of this waiting? I feel furious. I feel the injustice of it. I feel grief-stricken. I feel panic-stricken. How do you feel? Tapping into the nose. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping under the lips. Even with these remaining feelings of what? And then say again what's true for you as you tap your chest and breathe. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the ribs. And I accept this part of me. Tapping the inside of the wrist that's been holding on, pacing, stressing, holding my breath. Tapping the side of the thumb. I give myself the possibility of releasing this accumulated stress. Tapping the index finger and breathing. tapping the middle finger. I'm releasing this accumulated stress in my, tap the bottom of the fourth finger and say again where it's been physically affecting you. In my head, in my heart, in my lungs. And breathe. And tapping the little finger. I give myself permission, tapping the side of the hand, to recover, tap the top of the head, from this chronic stress. Tapping the sides of the head and the back of the head, this chronic stress around, and then say your issue again. Tapping the eyebrows, tapping the temples. I give myself permission to relax while I hold on, tapping the cheeks. Relaxing the need to push or pull, tapping under the nose, tuning into the push energy, trying to push things forward, or pull, like pull somebody in, pull some decision to be made, pull something through. Tapping under the lips, I give myself the possibility, tapping the chest, of releasing the push. Tune in. Are you pushing? Are you pulling? Is there any pressure that you're putting on the situation, psychically, emotionally, subconsciously, directly or indirectly? Not saying that you should never apply pressure. It's just, are you stuck in some kind of pressing energy, right? Because people, when they feel pressed on, and even situations when they feel pressed on, they tend to kind of seize up, right? What we want to do is kind of have a relaxed preparedness, which is neither completely, checked out or spaced out or gripping. There's this kind of a martial arts stance, which is a relaxed preparedness, where I'm relaxed so I can flow, I can be present to what's moving, I can be responsive, right? But I'm also able to be spontaneous and patient. Tapping the front of the ribs. This part of me that's learning to be patient. And tap the side of the ribs. This part of me that's learning to persevere. I'm tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm allowing myself to stay right here. Tap the side of the thumb. Even though there's another part of me fighting every step of the way. And breathe. Tapping the index finger. What do you hear yourself telling yourself about the situation? Well, it shouldn't be like this. It should be like what? Tap the middle finger. Say it out loud. I tell myself this should have happened a long time ago, or this shouldn't be happening at all, or it's my fault, or it's their fault. I'm telling myself what? Say it out loud as you tap the bottom of your fourth finger and breathe. Tapping the little finger, this part of me. Tap the side of the hand. That tells myself what? Say it again. And breathe, tapping the top of the head. I'm open to loving and trusting myself. Tapping the sides of the head, the back of the head. Tapping the eyebrows. I give myself permission. Tapping the temples. To release the grip and the pressure. Tapping the cheeks from pushing, pulling, tapping under the nose, or judging the situation as what? What's that judgment? Unfair, unkind, unnatural, impossible. What's the judgment that comes up for you? Tapping under the lips. Let's hang out there. So again, this is what you're telling yourself. I'm telling myself this shouldn't be happening. I'm telling myself this is unfair. Tapping the chest. I'm telling myself it's not going to work. Big deep breath. Tapping the front of the ribs. I love and accept myself. Tap the side of the ribs, even though there's a part of me that keeps saying what? Again, speak out loud. This negative voice, these limiting thoughts. Take 1 whole minute to speak it out. Tapping the inside of your wrist and breathing. Keep talking and tapping the side of your thumb. Tapping the index finger. Keep talking and tapping. I give myself permission, tapping the middle finger, to what? Give myself permission to drop the pressure, to release the pull. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. All right, now let's say the contrary. I cannot drop the pressure or nothing will happen. Excuse me, tapping the little finger. I cannot drop the pressure, or I'm not going to get it my way. Tap the side of the hand. I cannot drop the pull, or it's never going to happen. Tap the top of the head. I cannot drop the pull, or things aren't going to work out. Big deep breath. Tap the eyebrows. Tune in and see if there's any part of you that believes that you have to push or pull in order for things to move. Tapping into the nose. I'm open to letting go. Tapping under the lips. Allowing things to move spontaneously for the highest and greatest good of myself and everyone involved. Tapping the chest, even if it takes a long time. Tap the front of the ribs, even if it looks different than I thought it would. Tapping the side of the ribs, even if I feel so discouraged. Tapping the inside of the wrist and breathe. Tapping the side of the thumb, this part of me that feels discouraged. Tapping the index finger and cranky. Tap the middle finger and frustrated. How else? Maybe you just feel nervous. Maybe it's just this ongoing anticipation. Tune into how you're feeling about the situation, tapping your little finger and breathing. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, tapping the side of the hand. And I accept the part of me that feels kind of nerve-wracked, tapping the top of the head, waiting to see if what will happen. Tapping the eyebrows. I give myself the possibility, tap the temples, of processing the fear behind this. Tap the cheeks. So let's talk about that. What's all the fear? Worst case scenario. Let's pre-process that under the nose. What's the worst that could happen? Say it out loud, tapping under the lips and breathing. Tapping the chest. Say it again. It could end up like how? tapping the front of the ribs. Yeah, it's understandable why I would try to keep that from happening. Tap the side of the ribs, because if that happened, then what would happen? I'm tapping the inside of the wrist, and if all of that happened, what would happen next? Tapping the side of the thumb, and then what would happen? If all of that happened, tap the index finger and breathe. Tap the middle finger. I love and accept myself. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. And I give myself the possibility of releasing all of that stress and fear that would land me in what? Living by myself, feeling alone, dying, not having the ability to take care of myself, no one loving me. What is that worst case end result? Feeling like a failure. Tapping the side of the hand. I give myself the possibility of reclaiming my energy. Tap the top of the head. Relaxing my need to have this happen in a certain way. Tap the side of the head. Relaxing the story around it, which is what? Oh, I've missed out on so much. Or it's always going to be this way. Or it's my fault that things are as they are. What's the story around us? Tapping under the lips, I give myself permission to temporarily accept the situation exactly as it is. Tapping the chest. Let's see what would happen if we spent one whole minute just accepting the situation, lock, stock, and barrel, exactly as it is, this situation. And then say it out loud. This situation where I find myself, say it again. Tap the front of the ribs and not knowing whether or not what? Tap the side of the ribs, big deep breath. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm open to loving and trusting myself. Tapping the side of the thumb. And giving myself the possibility, tapping the index finger, to rise to the occasion. Tap the middle finger. Of this challenge, tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Letting go of all the shoulds and woulds and coulds. Tap the little finger, just accepting for now this intense, and then say what it is for you. Disappointment, discomfort, this place of not knowing. I allow myself not to know the how, the who, the how much, the when, the what will happen next. Tap the top of the head. It's okay. Tap the sides of the head. It's not okay. I need details. I need to know. Tap the eyebrows. I need facts. Tap the temples. Big deep breath. Tapping the cheeks. It's okay not to know. To hang out in this space. Tapping under the lips. allowing myself to feel held and supported. Tap the chest by the very air in the room. So what would it be like for you to feel the actual air that surrounds your body, that's pressing in on you and holding you, this atmosphere that we're in, just holding you while you're not sure. Tap the front of the ribs. I let myself feel held and supported, even though there's a part of me that's not sure how things are going to go or if they're going to happen. Tap the inside of the wrist. Tapping the side of the thumb. It's okay for me to let go. Tapping the index finger. It's okay for me to trust that I am held, that I am cocooned by the air and the space around me. Tap the middle finger. That actually, I don't know what's going to happen really in the next 5 minutes. Like, we don't really know if we're still going to be breathing. We don't really know what's going to happen an hour from now or next week. We have an idea, we have hopes, we have appointments, but do we really know? Tap the little finger. I give myself permission to let go, to float and freely move through. Tap the side of the hand. Relaxing, opening. Tap the top of the head. Allowing myself to feel nudged, guided, directed. Tap the eyebrows. Intuitively tapping the temples. Allowing myself to respond. Tapping the cheeks. Appropriately to each new moment. Tapping under the nose. I give myself an opportunity to release the worry. Tapping under the lips, surrounding, and then say your issue. Tap your chest. I allow my body to release the withhold of safety because I'm waiting. Tap the front of the ribs. What if I let myself feel safe and at peace in advance of knowing how and when things will happen? So here we are in a manifestation tap. We are allowing our emotional bodies to become calm and stable and clear, so that we can allow the universe to bring matching energy, because that's what we are emanating. So you get what you give, right? So I'm emanating a sense of safety. What does it feel like to feel safe? Just tune in right now. Safe that there's air in the room that you can breathe. Safe that right now we are here together and this space is being held for you. Tap the bottom of your fourth finger. Safe that historically you have always found a way through, or we wouldn't be sitting here right now. Tap the little finger. Safe that things tend to show up and align even in the last moment when we need them to. Tap the side of the hand. I give myself the possibility of feeling safe, even for no good reason. Tap the top of the head. I give myself the experience of safety. So tuning in again to feeling safe. What does it feel like? Run the energy of safety through your body and breathe and let yourself sense it. So if you were an actor right now and they're like, okay, we want you to act out this role for us to see if we're going to give you the part, and this person's feeling extremely safe. You're like, oh, this is safety. Great. I give myself permission to have the feeling of safety in my body. Tap the front of the ribs. I allow myself to feel peaceful. Big deep breath. Tap the side of the ribs. So tuning into that peaceful feeling. So my experience is that patience is a combination of feeling safe and feeling peaceful at the same time. Like, it's okay. I've got all day. I can be here with you. There's no need to push. There's no stress. There's no hurry. It's fine. Take your time. Tap the side of the thumb. I'm letting the universe know that it can take its time because I feel safe and peaceful about the outcome. Tap the index finger. I give myself permission to feel safe and peaceful in advance. Tap the middle finger of knowing the outcome. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger, big deep breath again. Tapping the little finger. I allow myself to create safety and peace in advance of knowing the outcome. Okay? Tap the side of the hand. I'm allowing life to show up for me in a field of safety and peace. Tapping the chest. So think about it. You're going to create an emotional emanation around this situation in your imagination. So what will be easier for life to show up and land in? A field of stress, anger, fear, pain, judgment, chaos, grief, fury? Or for the situation to land in safety and peace, regardless of the details that the situation brings? It's likely that you will be more adept and capable and more resilient if you are rested, grounded, and feeling safe, because you decided, I'm going to hold this with a sense of safety. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm going to hold this with a sense of peace. I don't have to get upset. I don't have to feel anxious. Tap the side of the ribs. I release the need to be on pins and needles, to be stressing, to allow my mind to run all kinds of weird scenarios. Tap the inside of the wrist. I'm actually creating safety for myself, regardless of what happens. Tap the side of the thumb. By relaxing my mind, deciding that I will handle this in a peaceful and gracious way. Tap the index finger and breathe. Tap the middle finger. I allow myself to enjoy creating in advance a stable, peaceful, and safe situation. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. I have this power. Tap the little finger. I give myself permission to use my emotional body, tap the side of the hand, to help my mental body relax. right? Using my emotions, tap the top of the head, to help my mind relax. Tap the eyebrows. I give myself the possibility of being pleasantly surprised. Tapping the cheeks. Tapping under the nose. Surprised and delighted. What would that be like? Let's just throw some of that as a extra seasoning. I get to be surprised. Tap the chest and delighted at how things flow. Tap the front of the ribs. I allow myself to enjoy with my curiosity. Tap the side of the ribs. This adventure that I'm on right now. Tap the top of the head. So what is the theme that you're working on right now? The adventure of what? Tap the eyebrows. Let's say it again. The adventure of... Tapping the temples. I'm holding it in a playful, tap the cheeks, whimsical and magical way. Tapping under the nose. Allowing myself to laugh. Tapping under the lips. And to bring a ray of sunshine into the situation. Tap the chest. What would it be like to hold this in a lighthearted, joyful, almost casual way where you're just like, okay, I let go. It's going to be what it is. We'll see when we get there. I'll know what to do then. I trust that things are flowing, that things are growing. Tap the inside of the wrist. I allow myself to have a sense of humor. Tap the side of the thumb. About this wild ride I'm on. Tap the index finger. So again, describe this wild ride. What is it that you're focusing this session on? Tap the middle finger. I'm enjoying this wild ride. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. I accept this adventure. Tap the little finger. And I allow myself to hold on gently in a relaxed and prepared way. Tap the side of the hand. Let's see where this goes. Tap the top of the head. I allow myself to trust that all is well and that all will be well. Tap the eyebrows. I allow myself to trust. Tapping the temples. To hold in advance that things are moving in a loving and supportive direction. Tapping under the nose, because this is what I'm aligning myself with. Tapping under the lips. No matter what it looks like on the surface, it will move in a loving, intelligent, and supportive direction. Tap the chest. Big deep breath. Just thanking yourself for having the courage to command your consciousness. Tapping the front of the ribs to rein in that impatience and just to tune back into this relaxed, calm, clear space where things can move freely. Tap the side of the ribs. Forgiving yourself for ever forgetting for 1 second that you could do this. Tapping the inside and remembering, I can always remember how to realign the energy of creation that is mine to command. Tapping all over the body. Good job, everyone. How are you feeling? What did you learn? How did the intensity level of this shift or change? Pop it in the chat. I'm curious to watch you grow. I can tell you that I feel good. I love doing this work. I love showing up for you. I love you showing up for you and how this ripples out through your life and touches the other lives around you. My chat is lagging a little bit behind today. Let me see if I can get that. Eric is saying that was a bit of a roller coaster ride. I started at a 6, it went up to a 9 or a 10, and then dropped down to a 1 or a 2 by the end. So that is often typical when we are a little bit numb to something. We're like, oh, it's not that bad. And then once we get into it, we're like, oh my gosh, this is really intense. And then we start to really process, which is why it peaks like that, and then it starts to drop down. So, good job. Ekate, I hope I said your name right, says, you're magical, Sonya. I didn't even plan to be here, and this tap just sealed all the peace and the patience I have been leaning into this weekend. Nice. Diana says, great tap. Ekite says, I started at a 10 and ended at a 5. Congratulations. That's got to feel good. Jennifer says, I feel some relief, but I'm new on this tapping path and the fear and anxiety of staying stuck is still there. I would love encouragement to continue. Well, here it is. Please continue. Get into the video library. Do some of the taps that are recommended for beginners. That will be helpful. Kimberly says, I feel wonderful. I stayed present the whole tap. A big success for me. You look like a beautiful bride. Oh, thank you. I have a new hairdo today. I just invented this. I'm having fun. It's summer here and it's really warm. So thank you. Great. Well, let's see. I am enjoying living out here in the country and learning how to manage land and deal with the logistics of keeping all of these acres mowed and healthy and all of the things. So that's a big growth edge for me. I think I'm starting to get the hang of it and recover from the big push and the big pop and all of the rejiggering that we've been going through. So I've sort of caught my breath and I'm getting my energy back and enjoying having people come to the land to visit me. So it looks like I guess I'll just officially announce right here, I am going back to Burning Man this year. So if you are a burner, you can expect to find me at Camp Mystic and possibly at Center Camp. I'll have the times and dates secured soon on all of that. I'm working on creating my iconic poster of the year, and I'm very excited about that whole mission. The other thing is the fall training is starting to fill up, so if you are interested, I still have room in it, but I expect that by the time I get back from Burning Man, it will be filled up for sure. So train with Sonya, TRAIN, with Sonya, SONYA.US. If you are interested in having me personally teach you how to give and receive EFT sessions so that you can take this tool into your life, not just for you, but also to work with friends, family, loved ones, to do it professionally, to work with clients, to mix it into things that you might already be doing. I would love to train you, and I would love for you to come to the new land and be here and enjoy all of the beautiful trees and flowers and ponds and the bathhouse and the tree net and all the beautiful things that we've spent the last year building for you. So there's that. I see some more chat that came in. I'm going to read it. Jessica says, my emotions were everywhere today. Heightened fear, fury, grief, giving way to quiet peace, and ultimately joy. This is such a beautiful, safe space to process and learn how to feel confident. Living in my own sense of safety is such a big theme for the next season of my life. Oh, it's beautiful, cool, Jessica. And Serena says, always such a perfect topic, from a 7 down to a 4. Love embracing that concept of creating safety, stability, and peace before receiving, and having that be magnetizing of abundance. And that is. And Isabella says, greetings from Washington. Love this. And a bit of multiple issues processing. So magical. Really needed to tap into being patient with my processes. Most magic as always. All right, sweet beings. Well, hopefully I will see you at Burning Man, or I will see you this October at the EFT training. And meanwhile, I'm going to leave you with a link to donate so that we can continue to build the things that we need to build here. We will be working on building some composting toilets next. And as usual, we just have maintenance. There's so much mowing. I had no idea how much mowing there would be to keep nature from just eating up all the roads. So that's something I'm learning about. So we are going to be fundraising for a riding lawnmower to take care of things. And there's the link to donate to our GoFundMe page. And I am posting updates there fairly regularly, so you'll get photos and get to see all the cool people who've been donating and what we're actually doing behind the scenes. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is a really cool song by Equanimous called Sunshine. Thank you so much for tapping with me, and I will see you in the circle.